Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Wormy Life. In today's episode, we will answer the question, does a farm need a guard dog? And the answer is an absolute yes. However, there are a few riders associated with keeping a farm dog as well. And that's exactly what we will be answering in today's episode. Like you see here, we at Wormy Life have 3 farm dogs. One a Rottweiler, another a Boxer, and third a German Shepherd. And this is time for us to take them out for a morning walk. And before we go out, let us scan the traffic outside and check if there are any vehicles which are moving. Because I'm pretty certain the moment I open this door, all these 3 dogs will dart out. The one thing that you will have to learn very quickly with farm dogs is, or any dog for that matter, is they need to be trained. An untrained dog is like a sitting bomb. It's like a sitting time bomb. You don't know when it's going to take off because especially these large dogs that I'm talking about, like a Rottweiler, German Shepherd, and a Boxer, these are powerful animals, and unless and until they are trained, there is a big liability that you're carrying, because an untrained dog may end up biting somebody and causing severe damage as well. So, hey guys, come on, oh yeah, sit down, sit, good boy. Sit. He refuses, but yeah, I know how to get him motivated. Now there you go. So the moment I open the latch, he's all excited, very excited. Now you really need to tame this excitement. Now sit up, sit. Unless and until he doesn't obey your command, you're not going to let him out. That should be the rule book that every dog should follow. Sit down. Sit. Good boy. There you go. Good boy. Give him a few pets and out he goes. Okay. Ash, come. Like I said, our farm is on the highway, so there is a potential risk these guys getting run over by vehicles, but then they learn. Come on, Ash, come. Ash is relatively new. We got him just a few days ago, so he's still learning the ropes with us. We have a fantastic trail behind our farm, which skirts a lake as well. So that is where we take these guys every morning. Come on, Ash, come here. Ash needs to be coaxed into coming out. Come here, good boy, Ash, come. So Ash needed a little bit of coaxing before he stepped out. There he is, all night. It's important for us to contain the excitement of the dog. Otherwise, their excitement can often lead to some kind of an accident. You see these guys are completely unruly on the road. It's not something that I recommend, but they're used to it now. Not Ash, of course. So here we are, off to a morning walk. Sky, come here. Off to a morning walk. Sky has a mind of his own. Rambo is somebody who sticks by my side all the time, but not Sky. I think it's got to do with the breed. These folks don't like to ramble around. These guys like to jump around and race ahead, and that's exactly what he's doing. Ash, of course, with me here, also sticks around with me. There's a lot of litter. Unfortunately, this is a major intersection, a major turn. Very convenient for idiots to just dump their waste on the road. There's very little that we can actually do there. But I mean, the municipality is doing its job to clean up all of this. So yeah, so the question is, do you really require a farm dog? My answer to that question is a yes as well as a no. We had our obvious reasons to get a farm dog. Like you see, my farm is right on the national highway, and the fact that it is so close to the highway, we experienced a lot of theft when we were setting up a farm. So there was a lot of iron, there was a lot of plastic, and there was a lot of construction material also that was dumped on the site, of course, to build the facility. But what we realized is every evening we experience a lot of theft, and that's when it warranted that we get a dog for ourselves. So we had our obvious reasons to get a dog. We needed a dog for security, and I did not really want to purchase a dog. I have been associated, I wouldn't say associated with Cupa, but then I have very close friends of mine who work with Cupa and other organizations which work towards rehoming a lot of these abandoned dogs. And I incidentally happened to learn that there was one Rottweiler which was actually tied up to a tree in Mandya district, not too far from where our farm is, and that was Rambo. And of course, the picture, when we looked at the picture, he looked very small in the picture. Only when we went there and when we decided to pick him up, we realized it's a big dog. We weren't sure what we were getting ourselves into, but we still went ahead. We had faith in Rambo. Rambo was absolutely ferocious when we got him. I mean, you can't blame him for it. Tied up to a coconut tree all his life, beaten into submission with a stick, and fed only milk and curd rice. So you can imagine the state of mind that Rambo was in when we first got him. Okay, he did not want to do anything with human beings, and it was a very difficult transition for him when he first came here. We had a very unfortunate episode. The very first day, or rather the very first week that he was here, he bit a chunk out of one of our helpers' hand, and of course he had to be operated, and then of course there was a point in time with Rambo when the laborers on the farm gave us an ultimatum saying it's either the dog or us. I had to do a lot of convincing and managed to instill some confidence in them, saying that I'll do something about it. The immediate step that I took immediately after that incident was to get our good friend neutered here. It has brought a dramatic change in his demeanor, because the moment we got him neutered, we noticed that he was a lot more docile, very placid. The aggression was gone, but there are still a few habits which I think are hardwired. These are habits that he had inculcated during his growing years. Like, he is not very open to strangers. Okay, so he lunges at any new scent that he comes across of human beings. So that's one. He has an obsession with cars. I have no idea why. Okay, that obsession with cars is crazy. He just goes berserk every time he sees a car. Hi, Ash. Ash is a bundle of energy. Ash, there he is. Okay. So we went. It wasn't a really great experience when we first got Rambo here. But over the years, we've had Rambo for nearly a year and a half now. But over the years, we've seen Rambo become a part of the family. It's unfortunate that we still have to tie him up during the day, but we don't have too many options because we have a lot of customers walking into our farm every day, and you cannot afford to leave Rambo just like that. So that was our first adoption. We adopted Rambo a couple of years ago, and Sky there, the one that you see right up front, Sky is a boxer, a purebred boxer is what I'm told. Sky again had a very unfortunate transition. I mean, he's been a great dog, doesn't chew, doesn't bite, no aggression. This is an ideal dog that you can ask for. The thing with Sky is that a little bit more background about Sky. Sky had a swimming pool at his place, and he led a life of royalty. When I looked at his photographs, I was a little surprised and also felt guilty, for bringing him on the farm. But then that's when I met his owner, that's exactly what she wanted. She says Sky has a lot more room out here, to run around and play and do what the dog usually does. So she was quite happy that we had chosen to adopt Sky. Sky's owner had to leave for the US, and she did not know where to leave the dog. She apparently got an admission in one of the big universities out there, and all of that happened in like record time, and she wasn't too sure where she had to leave Sky, because of course clearly her parents were not very keen on keeping the dog without her around. So Sky's owner actually decided to give Sky back to the individual from whom she had bought it. It's quite unfortunate that that individual whom she had bought it was actually a breeder. And when Sky was a puppy, of course, it was quite easy for them to maintain him. But then when he had grown up, about 7-8 months, he again was ill-treated. When we got Sky from that facility, he was nothing but a bag of skeletons. Okay, a bag of skeletons basically. He was all bones and nothing but just some flesh hanging around those bones. That's how bad his state was when we got him out here. But the kid has done really well. He's come a long way, and he's a fantastic dog, I would say. So that's Sky's history. And Ash was recently adopted, just I think a month ago. Again, the thing with Ash is, Ash again, her family apparently bought a dog which they felt was needed, and once the kid had their full, they decided to just dump the dog, and they dumped the dog, and they dumped the dog with their helpers, and the family moved away. Now Ash unfortunately was tied to a pole and fed nothing but water and rice and some curd once in a while is what I'm told. Now, if you notice, usually you'll observe this with German Shepherds, their hind legs are slightly arched, but with Ash you'll notice that the arch is a lot more pronounced. That is got to do with malnutrition. Come here, Ash. Good boy. Yeah, so it was quite unfortunate that even using the word unfortunate, but in fact, today people have so much money at their disposal. They buy dogs, and once they realize that this is not their cup of tea, they simply dump these animals on the road without any regards to the fact that this is a living being as well. So it's quite unfortunate, but that is the hard reality of today's world. People have so much money at their disposal. So this is a fantastic park that is coming around our farm. So this was once a lake. It's still a lake, of course, but what they're doing is they're creating pathways, joggers, paths around the lake. A lot of money is being pumped into developing this. As you see, there is a lining that they're building around the dam to ensure that it doesn't burst open. We've had a couple of episodes where this dam has actually burst open, or as this lake, when it gets completely full, it has actually burst open in that section there. So what they're doing is they're reinforcing this with hard rock, and it looks pretty beautiful. Can't wait for this lake to be completed. I'm sure it will attract a lot of people to this place as well. So coming back to whether you should have a guard dog for your farm or not, there are a few things that I would like to highlight before you actually get a dog. First and foremost, a dog is a responsibility. Okay, I'm sure every dog owner will know this. But a large breed is definitely a big responsibility. Unlike your smaller breeds and your indies, these dogs need strong leadership, especially when you have a Rottweiler like Rambo. Here, Rambo needs very strong leadership. What I've observed is, if you don't assume the role of a leader, a Rottweiler will become your leader. Okay, he'll become the alpha. And you, trust me, that is not something that you want happening. A Rottweiler dictating terms is is definitely calling for some trouble. So you have to be around. These large breeds require very strong leadership. So that means you will have to be around. You cannot afford to just get a dog and then dump these dogs on your neighbors and expect them to take care of the dogs. Of course, you can do that, but then you will have to be willing to invest at least 2 to 3 days a week, on the farm, just to ensure that these dogs are trained, their well-being, and just to ensure that their welfare. So that's point number one. Point number two is, these are large dogs. Okay, so these dogs need a lot of space. They need to expend their energy. The only reason, or rather the most, the reason why a lot of these unfortunate incidents happen on the ground with dogs which are kept in apartments is because these dogs don't have that outlet to expend their energy. And when a dog does not know where to release his energy, he ends up releasing his energy on human beings, and that's when you have these episodes of people getting bit and so on and so forth. Like I was saying, these dogs need a lot of energy. You guys rather have a lot of energy, and these dogs need to expend that energy. And only when these dogs expend their energy and run around and play, they need at least a couple of hours of walks every day, or at least a place where these dogs can actually run around. So if you're planning to get a large dog, ensure that you have enough space for the dogs to just run around as well. Otherwise, Otherwise, all that pent-up energy in the dogs is going to release in some shape or form, and most of the time it is quite unfortunate that it gets released in the form of dog bites and chewing, on anything and everything. So that's how dogs. If you don't give them enough exercise, that is the kind of behavior that dogs will start exhibiting. That is point number 2. Point number 3, you need to understand that these dogs are a big investment of time and money as well. Okay, you cannot simply feed these dogs curd rice or milk. These dogs need protein, and when you don't get protein, you see this is a classic example of Ash not getting enough protein and him ending up being malnutrition. Usually a German Shepherd who is about a year old will have will be a formidable animal, but you'll see the frail body structure of Ash out here. That is a result of not being given enough protein and not being given enough nutrition. On the contrary, if you see how Rambo is strong built, and you can clearly see his body features out here. Excuse me, that's not something that you do, Ash. Now you see Rambo is well built, and that is a result of good nutrition. And come on, no. Okay, so these animals need a lot of protein. When I say protein in the form of, I'll come to animal nutrition. Not a veterinarian, so I do my bare minimum in terms of giving them a balanced diet. So their diet comprises of rice, chicken, a lot of a lot of liver as well, be it chicken liver, be it any other animal liver. So liver is something that we feed. At the same time, you have milk and curd, which is given to them once in a while, and of course the usual treats, just to ensure that they have a break from what they eat on a day-to-day basis. So yeah, it's a balanced diet, but then it'll cost you anywhere between 50 to 100 rupees per day to maintain a large breed like this. So you should be prepared for that kind of investment of money as well. Number 4, dogs, of course, need medical attention as well. They are living beings rather, just like every other animal, and they tend to fall sick, and they need that occasional checks. Neutering a dog is something that I would highly encourage, because a dog that is not neutered, like I called out right at the beginning of the video, is a big liability. You don't know how those hormones behave. Once the testosterone kicks in, and the animal comes to heat, he can turn on anything. He will turn on you, he will turn on a vehicle, he will turn on another dog or animal. So it's very important that we curtail that and ensure that that doesn't happen. So if you notice, Rambo is neutered, Ash is neutered. Its skies turn very soon, he will be neutered as well. So that is the last point that I would like to make is dogs are social animals. It's always important that you shower them with a lot of love. At the same time, it's equally important for you to ensure that you drive that discipline with these animals. Otherwise, they can be a little unruly as well. So yeah, it's always, Ash, no, you're not going to do that. Enough. You need to cut it off. Good boy. Sit down. Good boy. So it's always good that you get at least, no. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I'm sure he'll learn sooner or later. Ash will learn his ways. I'm pretty certain that Ramro and Sky there will put Ash in his place. So it's always best that you get at least more than one dog. I think it's a simple reason. If you're not around, at least dogs have other company to play with. And like I said, they're social animals, so it's always good to have more than one dog. So the question is it good to have a dog? Yes. For all the right reasons, it's an absolute must. But like I said, there are a few riders associated with getting these large breeds. So it's very, very, very important that you invest the time and effort in training them. You invest time and effort and money in their nutrition, and they need medical attention. It's always best for them to have company, for them to play around, and these dogs need a lot of exercise, energy for them to really walk around and release, just for them to walk around and release energy. Otherwise, you know what happens in these apartment complexes and other places as well. So those are some of the points that I wanted to make on getting these large breeds. I just wanted to call out something interesting as well. You know, when I first put out a post where I was looking to adopt one of these large breeds, I got a lot of backlash from a lot of users on Facebook saying that we've noticed that you only have specific breeds. Are you a breeder? Why can't you adopt an indie? And so on and so forth. What people fail to realize is, well, of course, I've had indies at my farm where it had a litter, and I had to give some of them out. In fact, when I say give them out, I mean most of the kids were adopted. So was the mother as well. So, see, people fail to realize that large breeds, especially these large breeds that we have out here, their reputation goes against them. And people fail to realize that. There will be somebody or the other who will be willing to adopt an Indie. But imagine somebody adopting a Rottweiler who has a history of tearing people apart. Who would do that? Nobody would want to take on such a big liability. And that's one of the reasons why I prefer to get these dogs rather than get any and every dog. Okay, so, and of course, by God's grace, I can invest time and effort and money on these animals as well. So it's just my way of supporting these animals. Sky, come here. Come, let's go. Supporting these animals. So it doesn't mean just because I have these dogs, it doesn't mean that I don't like other breeds as well. So yeah, I was accused of all possible things when I first got these dogs. But then the intent is clear. Just want to give these voiceless animals another chance to thrive and flourish. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next episode.